Hello and welcome to the Stitching Kitchen.
I've been thinking.
Hello everyone, it's Sharon from the Stitching Kitchen. We decided, Richard and I, that since he's busy doing some other things with his job, we needed to still be up on the YouTube channel and talk to you every single week. So here I am in my studio, and I welcome you, and we'll start talking about how much I love stitching, how long I've been doing it, and show you some of the projects that I'm currently working on for myself and for the business. So let me get settled on my chair and start talking. I can't talk too long because I am doing the closed captioning. Oh, look, we have a visitor. This is Miss Bob. She will be jumping on the table, so just wave hi, and she probably won't wave back. I'm very lucky my cats don't bother me when I'm stitching except to get in my lap, but they do not absolutely bother my threads, even when they were kittens, so I'm lucky. Well, anyway, I want to thank you for watching the Stitching Kitchen, and Richard and I have had a lot of fun this last year. And currently we are in production of a set of videos, episodes, that will be how to cross stitch a project from beginning to end. And it's taking Richard a lot of time, but it is going to be wonderful. Okay, so I have been stitching for a lot of years. My grandmother taught me when I was 7 how to thread a beading needle or a quilting needle number 10, and my first job was to sew these little 6-sided squares. No, it can't be a 6-sided square. Anyway, these little 6-sided pieces of fabric that I had taken a cardboard template and I had traced them on fabric as close as I could get them to one another. Then I had a very small pair of scissors and I had to cut them all out. Then the next job was to thread that needle and sew all those little 6-sided pieces together. Little did I know at the time I was starting a quilt top. Now, my grandmother never kept that quilt top. I don't know where my labors went, but it gave me a fine appreciation later on, even through high school, that I sewed my own clothes, and on into my 20s when I started to first needlepoint, taught myself. Oh, that reminds me, I need to find that first project and share that with you in the next video. So I have been stitching on something practically my whole entire life. I love the industry now that we have created through our desire to be busy, to create beautiful things, to appreciate other artists' beautiful things. And I'm currently working on a really big project. Hold on a second. I'll get it real as close as I can get it. This is called Crystal Symphony. It's by Nora Adams Corbett, and it was my first Nora Adams. I bought it probably the year it came out, 2007, and then it scared me to death. Don't ask me. I could do complicated needlepoint stitches, but to cross stitch something that big was like, ugh. Anyway, I am almost finished. I started beading, and I don't know how I'm going to get the picture up there to the camera to show you, but the beading is actually peaceful. I have been challenged by Leslie Lefleur of Under the Sea Fabrics to finish her by Mirabilia Minion's retreat in May. That was last year's retreat. So I stitched, let me get her again. I was only this much done, and I didn't have that corner in, and I didn't have any of the back stitching in or the side stitches, so it was just from here up. And from here down all the way to the bottom, and I matched, and I did the back. There's a little teeny back stitch 2 threads away from the metallic. I did that, and actually I wasn't going to, and then I found out how beautiful it really framed the piece. So you see these beautiful little burgundy flowers in her dress. I have converted this pattern. I don't usually do that to a Mirabilia or most of my other patterns that I stitch by other designers, but this conversion came from the actual photo on the pattern, the chart. I don't let that picture influence me except by style, but this color combination was, for me, the most exquisite color combination. So it took me probably 3 floss tosses to get this colors correct, and of course you're looking at skeins of thread that are dense in the color, and then the fabric it actually was stitched on years ago is no longer available. So I, with the help of Gina Schaefer, one of the owners of Stitcher's Paradise here in Las Vegas, we took those threads and tossed them on all kinds of fabric, and I thought I found one. And then I brought it home and I looked at the fabric and I looked at the threads on the fabric and I go, no. So what I've done is I had this piece of fabric called Sparrow, and it was by Birds of a Feather, and they no longer make fabric, but this is the most gorgeous fabric, and I only have one piece of Birds of a Feather fabric left after all these years, and I'm saving it for something special. So I laid these grays and taupes and the white silk onto this color, and I just fell in love, and then I started. The original pattern has all of these ribbons right here, and all through the dress was 930 blue families with 3750, which is like almost a navy blue. And then the dress had gray beads in the skirt and white beads in the skirt, and down here are like 4 rows of beads. And once I got finished with the white, I saved it till the last. I looked at it and I thought, this needs some pink, some sort of pop. And it took me another couple of weeks to finally come up with the correct bead colors. And up here in the headpiece, I have those shades of pink, and I am going to run them through the dress. So hang on a second. I'm going to move this box. This is my stitching table. This is my box of beads and buttons. And ooh, look, that's my new Mirabilia, but I won't be doing her for a while. I haven't even finished Gypsy Queen yet. So I'm going to see if I can get this as close as possible so you can see the beading on the headpiece. Okay, so I'll keep you in touch with this project, although I have lots of other designers that I love to stitch, and that's going to be all for this episode. And I am going to be up every single week doing this because I love being with you and I love sharing this stitching. And also in September, my friend Karen Book McGowan and I are going to be doing the Needlework Galleria in St. Charles, Missouri. We're going to have our products there to show you and have a little party. And so I believe it's the 18th, 19th, and 20th. I could be a day off here or there, but I'll let you know in the next episode. And I thank you very much for sticking with the Stitching Kitchen. Whoop, my nose itches. And I will see you next week. Bye.
To see the previous video, click here.
Or to see the next video, click here.
Or to see the previous video, click here.
Or to see the next video, click here.
Or to see the previous video, click here.
Or to see the next video, click here.
Or